The dead return!
Storms on the horizon.
Bloom.
Still waters of oblivion. As you wish.
Receive divinity. Repay. The dead return!
Embrace a new life. May death protect us! Storms on the horizon. Stream forth. Stream forth.
The dead return! Bloom. Repay. Receive divinity.
Destined for oblivion.
Root here. Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
As you wish.
Bloom. The dead return!
Destined for oblivion.
Embrace a new life. May death protect us! Root here.
Receive divinity.
What's in your prescription?
Still waters of oblivion.
Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
Nothing
As
major.
you wish.
Destined for oblivion.
Root here.
Bloom.
Embrace a new life.
The dead return!
May death protect us!
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
As you wish.
Destined for oblivion.
Receive divinity.
Embrace a new life. Darkness with me. May death protect us!
Bloom.
What's in your prescription?
Receive divinity. The dead return!
Root here. Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
Bloom.
As you wish. Are you okay?
Nothing major. Receive divinity.
Still waters of oblivion.
Bloom.
Embrace a new life.
The dead return!
May death protect us! Root here.
Destined for oblivion. Spring forth. Lean forward.
This is what exploring the cosmos.
Storms on the horizon.
World cleansing dragon. Rise!
Destined for oblivion. Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Rise!
Destined for oblivion.
World cleansing dragon. The dead return!
Still waters of oblivion.
Break!
Destined for oblivion.
forth.
The dead return! Blood cleansing dragon.
Not so fast. How does that feel?
Rise!
Still waters of oblivion. See you later.
Nothing major.
What's in your prescription? Zoning out. I can ready. See you later.
Break!
For oblivion.
Something for everybody.
Blood cleansing dragon.
Watch your feet.
The dead return!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Rise!
Still waters of oblivion.
Not so fast.
Take a guess.
Nothing major.
Destined for oblivion.
I underestimated
Ready?
you. Receive divinity. The dead return!
Still waters of oblivion.
Something for
I
everybody.
underestimated Bloom. Blood cleansing dragon. Break!
Destined for oblivion.
Not so fast.
The dead return! Grace.
Still waters of oblivion.
Zoning out. I can help.
Receive divinity.
Ready. What's in your prescription?
Don't be scared. Destined for oblivion.
The dead return!
Something for everybody. Watch your feet.
I underestimated you.
Still waters of oblivion.
Bloom.
Not so fast.
Take a guess.
Grace. Blood cleansing dragon. Rise!
Zoning out.
I
I can
underestimated
help.
you. Receive divinity. The dead return!
What's in your prescription? Ready.
Break!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
How do you like that?
Who will it be? Destined for oblivion. Something for everybody. Does that sting?
Blood cleansing dragon.
Still waters of oblivion. Don't be scared.
See you later. Zoning out.
Oh, I can help. Watch your feet.
It cannot come to pass.
How do you like that? Take a guess.
What's in your prescription?
Something for everybody. Does that sting?
Zoning out. I can help.
Oops. How do you like that?
Where's the doctor when you need one? This place is rich with the sweet scent of flowers. Can we stay here for a while longer?
It's still early. Where to now?
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemer.
Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view...
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the
Lord Anaxagoras. Oh, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Newsporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove Calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort to introduce. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will and yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to this.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages.
So, you wish to start?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds of...
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Newsporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for
Welcome back to the hub of the demigod counts. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also this tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, may the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Era Chrysia, a golden age with no...
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the...
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have. As expected of the hero.
As expected.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive.
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not a servant.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the Era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never... Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers. Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our... She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to, as compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even?
I understand which, at the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward as well. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemy?
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Council of Elders needs more backing if it wishes to topple Aglaya. And at the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time. Of course...
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere... At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akama that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to...
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is...
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya the Gold.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we must...
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate...
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to...
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of... However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest... No. More like 2 core flames. At the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending... If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. Is this the outcome that you wish to see?
Fine. I will handle this matter, but you do best to remember this. Fool the people, and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook, unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of soul.
Well, what do you know?
We shall...
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again.
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and see.
Easy there. You'll learn the answers soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers, the true masters of Dawncloud, have always been the Theoros, who watch...
An expected visitor. Welcome. Once, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kef. I have no reason to refuse you.
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel.
How convenient it is to be...
It is truly my honor to speak to a... Please, go ahead. Let me... A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the holy mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut and the long pilgrimage stairway.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even...
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, A gentleman helps. I believe carefully will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of...
I hope things go as you
Putting a child of justice into a farcical way. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this...
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you reckon?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful that...
I must be getting ahead.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high... Alright.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life...
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? I know how far I can go.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait.
Wait. Is that... Cersei's? Hey.
Huh? What should I be...
Or do we even get to see souls?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Ah, yes.
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Cersei's.
Nias? No, not that I remember.
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior like...
No, I have no such memory.
This is a departed spirit.
See.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well...
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot hefty.
Kaos. I've never heard of this person.
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way...
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hook?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but... You're now talking about a certain Kaos.
Kaos? This...
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. The souls of people.
What? But... if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, let's just keep going. As long as I take in more...
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even...
Fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing.
Of course. If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I would... Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not...
I would soon... I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages.
Calypso? She's one of the Seven Sages. A member? No, she can't be. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circes? They're gone. It doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia. Return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all...
We're here. Finally. So, I don't very well then. Let me uncover... Did I... So, I'm back here again. This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides. Behind the closed doors of the... This time, the voice is a lot...
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for...
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's Already been...
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still and besides, we both know Gauss's nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you were born only to take over Thanador.
Everything that I see and hear this time, as what may seem like a mundane conversation, is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer but no, I will not do that. That isn't important. Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strange. Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches, I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grady here in Amphorius is none other. But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on acts just... I never thought Grady would meet with something like that before we set off. Yeah, there's no rest for the weary. In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight... could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now.
What's in your prescription? Vitamin!
On the still waters of living.
Loot here.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
Destined for oblivion.
The black tide is remarkably quick to detect the... Anyway, never mind that for now. Here. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that's Circe's fate. Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations. Sure, go ahead. The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7, as the sage of the... If we were to place the 7 sages on the scale... Nearly everyone in Amphorius. That's why it's no use building giant sky... Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If Anaxa often says that, perhaps to him, it's a shame that the majority of the group... That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments? I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia, a place where the other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw. We've had more than our fair. Nice. No need to hold your... Whew. You've got me there. There are too many books in the Library of... They must have written. Anaxa Anaxa has no respect for the gods. Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of...
Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more... The first allegation was... Do you... Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey. And needless to say, his critics did...
You claim to be studying souls, yet...
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have to... Thankfully, they had no way to prove it. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge it. It was only after a brief silence that he answered. I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble. Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove. By the way, this stack of complete letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab. It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chiefs, even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sages with the grove in the state. I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad. This is the place, but where? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the sealed... No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using Huh? That bookshelf over there seems... What's going on? Anaxa, it... been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity. But now, it seems Anax's objective was never to... Danny, look at this. My biggest fear. It's come true. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on... Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public Oh. Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. That's right. But what if Professor Anax's fusion with the core flame... Put yourself in his shoes, knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and your time was running... Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse... No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe the manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His Like, what? There's only one type... No. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's...
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power, much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated.
So, the sky...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose... Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign...
And they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the... We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't...
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my...
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say, and every move I make, but above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully...
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish...
You're right. I shall do just that. Go. Establish your own school. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truth.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him.
So, if I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're...
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. As I see it, Titans are simply a force that men...
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform...
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans? The source of life is what I wish to grasp. To understand what makes up the thanks to you. I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, how then is a soul born? That was the only...
And by the sound of it...
No. I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey...
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. His life hangs by a thread.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, that's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion.
Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso. One of...
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Xerxes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason the living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share? The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans. Does this answer disappoint?
Yes, because you've answered nothing.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to...
I knew you, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being stand—
You can...
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did.
I have news from Hyacinth and Danheng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine bot.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of...
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kindness is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over. Till then, it's best to get used to this place.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they—
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious...
It has indeed been some time, Lord Grataros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a work...
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the...
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya...
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious Kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the Council.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel.
By Kefali and Talent and above, as the Theoros, I have...
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping...
What do you...
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long, that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, this has come a lot sooner than I expected. But... perhaps it is time.
Yes, this is my...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you or a Chrysos heir without flaw.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kephales's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat with no way out of. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have... Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova? Or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an eye?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me.
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on ours. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages. And Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders.
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor.
Era Chrysia!
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how... Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future.
He's one of the 7 sages. Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old...
Remember what I previously said? Kephales's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to tell me, dear citizens. Have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the wall?
Oh. Could it be that you heard that? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world where all...
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
Yes!
This is bad. The masses are now...
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence.
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear for Castoris, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my...
What? With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castoris brings back will be personally thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Erechrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully into Lenten above. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase Journey.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften?
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at this.
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa,
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me.
In that case...
In actuality, a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times. Thanks until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws it barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested. And it was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown...
Until?
Until?
Oh, my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after... So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? And yet, what exactly is...
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it...
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play. And the...
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations.
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that any—
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what more—
I guess it might be the concept of...
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for—
No. I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If...
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of... would you use it to resurrect someone you love?
What? What kind of strange question is this?
Let's just leave it at that.
Yes.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone who may cherish such a mighty power really existed. After all, you, me, and the rest. My time is finally here. Bye-bye.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn. It is a pity that fate is such a...
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must... I'm afraid that the prophecy might...
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future.
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. I have long held three hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior.
Regarding this Manias, are you confident that you...
Of course. Though, I'm worried about
him. Looks like you have made a...
Yes. This is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity. You really know...
Please, young lady. Witness my fall and demise.
I do not understand. Why would you dare...
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If you're... Despite being death's let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course. This warrior has the embodiment of Mikador's divinity. He entrusted his life to us. And that means that what I'm currently...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes... If so, the chosen one of death that...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos?
If this is true, As long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened.